I believe that this nation should commit itself to achieving the goal before this decade is out of landing a man on the moon and returning him safely to the earth.
"50 years ago today, man first landed on the moon. I was lucky enough to see it live on TV, and it was an amazing achievement and accomplishment. I had to pay tribute to it 50 years ago today, July 20th, 1969. Now, welcome back, and today we are reviewing the new cigar, highly anticipated cigar from Aganorsa Leaf. This is the Aganorsa Leaf Signature Selection Maduro. And this is the Belicoso 6 1/4 by 52. You will recognize the band basically as the same band that was on the signature, the Aganorsa Leaf signature selection from last year, which was a highly rated cigar from yours truly. It made the top 10. I believe it was number 5, actually. This cigar incorporates tobaccos found in the original Aganorsa Leaf signature, covered by a proprietary shade-grown Corojo Maduro. Comes in, I actually don't know how many sizes, a lot. A Robusto Toro, Corona Gorda, and a Belicoso. And here's our choice for today, the Belicoso. And it comes just like this. If you remember the first edition, the signature selection had a gold sleeve. This is silver. It's so bright in these lights it may look almost white, but it is silver. Now it slides right off, revealing this. So there is your cigar, and there is your density. As you can see, it's dark. I suppose I should have got a natural to put up against it, but it is dark. It's not jet black for Maduro, but it's a very dark brown. Has a nice feel in the hand. So let's get right to it. The new Aganorsa Leaf Signature Selection Maduro Belicoso. Okay, in an effort to help you see the difference, here are your differences in the sleeves of the two cigars, the silver being the Maduro, and here are your two cigars. You can see the Maduro on your right, I believe it would be. There's the Maduro, there's the natural from last year. You can see it's dark, but it's not like black, it's dark. So there's your two cigars. And in the spirit of the day, moon landing, doesn't that kind of remind you a little bit of a rocket? Or am I stretching things too far? All right, these Belicoso caps are always so nice, and you can take off just a little and still have that Belicoso or torpedo shape. So let's try that. Take off just a little. Very good draw. In my little sticker here, I've gone to putting stickers on my cigars. This cigar has been around since June the 10th. So it's been sitting a while. Very good draw. In addition to the barnyard flavors, there is a sweetness of possibly a little cocoa in there. Should be, right? Well, your first flavors are not like your basic, typical Maduro. There is a little citrusy cedar with almost a sweetness of an apple to it. Brown sugar, but it could be what's coming. There is cinnamon there, caramel, and a cocoa flavor. Not your typical chocolate. There is a black coffee base, but I would call it rather light. Black pepper at about 7 to 7.5. So that's how you start. Boy, already I can feel the lingling black pepper. And when you retrohale, it really is nice. But those are your starting flavors, not what I would call a typical Maduro flavor, but pretty darn good start. Well, here we are at the first third with one of the most insane first third burn times I have ever recorded. I believe that is the record, and it's real. Now, I go slow when I review a cigar, but this cigar I didn't think would ever get to the first third. 45 minutes for the first third. Now, your flavors, it is getting more of a chocolate-like flavor, but the high amounts of caramel keep it from being so chocolatey, and what wasn't there initially is there's a lot of nutmeg attached to it. So the caramel and nutmeg give it that unique type flavor. And it takes away some of the chocolatey notes. The frontmost flavors, it's now very much more of a sweet cedar with light hints of those apple-like notes. Not so much citrus anymore. Still have your black coffee base, but it's just sort of floundering there at the bottom, not really getting much attention. But it does help the cigar keep a darker note. The finish is caramel, light chocolate, and maybe a touch of nutmeg with some nice lingering black pepper. Not quite as much as it was where it started, but it's still nice. Medium, high-grade medium body. But this is a very tasty cigar. Very different in that the Maduro aspects are not in your face. They are there, but they're not in your face. But it's very, very tasty. For the first third, I would rate it 94. So I may be back in another 45 minutes. I don't know. But I'll be back when the second third is finished. Well, we're here at the end of the second third. And the flavors have changed a little bit. You hardly can tell the front flavor if There's hardly any cedarish flavor there. It's just a wee bit. Definitely not citrus. The apple hints are gone. The cigar is much more chocolatey. There is still the nutmeg and caramel, but it's decreased. The sweetness overall in the cigar has decreased quite a bit. The coffee is still at the base, medium to full body. The finish is more nutmeg now, and some chocolate. It's a creamy nutmeg. There's not a lot of sweetness on the finish, and there is good lingering black pepper. But there is sweetness in the cigar, but not to the degree it was in the first third, and it's quite noticeable. Therefore, I'm changing the second third score to 91. So I suppose we'll have to see what the final third brings to see what the overall thoughts will be. Well, we're down to the end finally, so let's wrap it up. What an incredible burn time. 1 hour and 56 minutes. It's crazy. Now, before I even get started, I want to give a special shout out and thanks to Mark Woodson, who goes by Woody, for a very generous contribution to my efforts here and my reviews. Mark, thank you for your support, and everyone who has donated to help make these reviews possible. But back to the review. The cigar really changed from how it started to the final third. First and foremost, it's full body. It's very full bodied. There are a lot of chocolate notes. There are hints of caramel, average amount of nutmeg, basically no cedar at all. So it's going, and the coffee notes are quite elevated. So it's going quite dark, very dark, and dare I say, sort of average-ish in its Maduro aspects. And I love Aganorsa leaf cigars. The signature selection that I reviewed last year stands on its own. It is fantastic. Love it. But this is not the same animal. It started out really good and sort of dropped off all along the way. Respects to Aganorsa leaf, but this one just didn't hit the mark with me. The final third, I'm actually lowering the score to 89. And that sort of hurts. But it's the truth. The finish is sort of unchanged. A lot of nutmeg, some chocolate, nice lingering black pepper. And as I said, it's very full bodied. But your overall score is 91.33. And while this started out as a fantastic cigar, it just dropped off for me. So there you have it. The Aganorsa leaf signature selection. I might have said it wrong before. The signature selection, Maduro Belicoso, 91.33.